US President Donald Trump has made his choice. He is nominating Kevin Warsh to become the 17th chair of the Federal Reserve, set to take over when Jerome Powell's term ends in May. I have no doubt he will go down as one of the great Fed chairmen, Trump declared on social media, praising Walsh as central casting and promising he would never let you down. It is a pivotal decision and a deeply political one. Kevin Warsh is no outsider. A former Federal Reserve governor, he was appointed to the Fed in 2006 at just 35 years old, becoming the youngest person ever to sit on the powerful board. Now 55, Walsh has long been a familiar name in Republican economic circles and was previously considered both for Treasury Secretary and for the Fed's top job during Trump's first term. But this time, the context is far more explosive. Trump has vowed to crush inflation and drive down the cost of living, a mission that places the Federal Reserve at the very center of his presidency. Over the past year, Trump has relentlessly attacked the Fed and its current chair, Jerome Powell, even calling Powell a moron just one day before announcing Walsh's nomination.
So we're going to Detroit. We'll be talking about how well the economy is doing. As you know, the inflation numbers just came out, and we have very low inflation. So that would give Too-Late Powell the chance to give us a nice, beautiful, big rate cut, which would be great for the country. But rates are falling also, and growth is going up. We have tremendous growth numbers, so growth is going up. So I'll be talking about that today in Detroit. It's a big speech, and I can only say that the country's doing well. You saw my statement on Iran. You saw my statement on Minnesota. On Minnesota, we have taken out killers, rapists, drug dealers, people from mental institutions that came in illegally. All of them, most of them came in illegally. They're from other countries. They came in under the Biden ridiculous open border policy, and we've gotten a lot of them out. We just had numbers from Chicago, where Chicago crime has gone down pretty good. It could go down 100% virtually, but we're fighting with that governor who's so incompetent. But as you know, we took out a lot of killers, murderers, drug dealers, drug addicts, mental institution people, and people from jails. We took them out of Chicago. So Chicago's got much better numbers now than it had a few months ago. We will get no credit for it, but these are minor details. Well, he's billions of dollars over budget. So he either is incompetent or he's crooked. I don't know what he is, but he doesn't do a very good job.
The search itself was unusually theatrical. According to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, as many as a dozen candidates were floated, from MAGA loyalists like Kevin Hassett to even former Fed Chair Janet Yellen. In the end, Trump landed on Walsh. Yet Walsh is not the easy pick some may expect. Once known as a fierce inflation hawk, Walsh has recently shifted his public tone, calling for lower interest rates and a sweeping overhaul of the Fed's workforce. But many economists remain skeptical. During the Great Recession, Walsh repeatedly warned that inflation, not deflation, was the real danger, even as the economy was collapsing. Walsh's record is complicated. He played a central role during the financial crisis alongside Ben Bernanke and Timothy Geithner, but later walked away from the Fed over deep disagreements, sharply criticizing quantitative easing and warning it pushed the central bank beyond its mandate. Now his nomination heads to the Senate Banking Committee, and the path may not be smooth. Trump's unprecedented criminal investigation into Jerome Powell has rattled lawmakers on both sides of the aisle, raising fears that the Fed's independence is under threat.
And Donald Trump's view of the First Amendment is that he gets to say whatever he wants, and He gets to use the power of government to silence, extort, bankrupt, or even prosecute anyone who criticizes him. Acting like a wannabe dictator that he is, Trump is trying to push out the chairman of the Federal Reserve Board and complete his corrupt takeover of America's central bank so that it serves his interests along with his billionaire friends.
From China, do you recall anything from the Powell hearing last June that sounded like perjury to you?
Let me start there. No. But let's do just a little backup on what's going on right now with the Fed. Donald Trump has made clear since right at the beginning of his presidency that he wants to be the decision maker on where interest rates should be set. And he's made that clear repeatedly. He's made it clear by threatening to fire Jerome Powell. He's made it clear by threatening to fire Lisa Cook, another Federal Reserve governor. He's made it clear by picking a fight over the renovation of the historic Fed building. He's made it clear by issuing a statement that says he's not going to nominate anybody to the Fed as chair who doesn't agree with him all of the time. That's what Donald Trump wants. He's saying, I want to put my hand on the dials on monetary policy. And Jerome Powell and some of the Fed have resisted him and said very calmly that they are going to continue to look at the economic data and that they are going to make decisions based on what the economic data say. And that's just not only not good enough for Donald Trump, it's a challenge to who Donald Trump is. It's a challenge to somebody who thinks he's supposed to run everything. And so Donald Trump just stays after it. And now, this is a question about weaponizing the Department of Justice right out in plain view in order for Donald Trump to try to have a chance to take over the Fed as quickly as possible so that he can make political decisions that he thinks will help him rolling into the 2026 election, even if it has disastrous long-term consequences for our economy and also for our economic structure. And I just want to add one more point to this. What Trump is trying to do is terrible for our economy, but it undermines America all around the world. People rely on the American economic system, and I'm saying this at a writ large, that it's a Fed that's independent, it's making decisions based on data. You may like them, you may not like them. I've often not liked them and disagreed on the data, but that it's making its decisions based on its best understanding of the data. The Fed has been the gold standard for that kind of monetary policy decision making, and Donald Trump is just burning that to the ground. And that's going to be costly for the United States in all of our global markets. It's going to be costly for the United States over a very long arc if Trump gets away with this.
Senators are expected to grill Walsh on his shifting policy views, his relationship with Trump, and even his ties to Republican mega donor Ronald Lauder, his father-in-law. For Kevin Warsh, the stakes are enormous. For the Federal Reserve, the question is existential. And for President Trump, this nomination may define not just the economy, but the future independence of America's most powerful financial institution.